My name is Amelia. I am 33 years old. I live in Portland, Oregon. I am a mother of two precious daughters. Their names are Harper and Willow. They are my everything. They are my reason to keep going. I live for their laughter. I fight for their dreams. Without them, my world would crumble into silence. But fate has a way of testing the strongest hearts. My father passed away when I was just a child, leaving me adrift in a sea of quiet grief. I grew up feeling like a shadow, piecing together fragments of love from neighbors and teachers who tried their best. When I fell in love and became a wife, I believed happiness was finally within reach, a cozy home, shared burdens, a future woven with joy. How naive I was. When my youngest, Willow, was barely a toddler, my husband vanished. He packed a bag one rainy afternoon and slipped away like smoke. No goodbye. No letters. No child support checks. He erased us from his life as if we were a fleeting mistake. From that moment, I stood alone. Alone, but unyielding. I raised Harper and Willow with nothing but grit and whispered promises. Our home is a cramped studio apartment on the edge of the city, where the hum of traffic lulls us to sleep. I don't own luxuries. My job barely covers the basics. I never finished college. Life pulled me away too soon. Choices were scarce, so I became a warehouse stocker. Graveyard shifts, hauling boxes under fluorescent lights that buzz like angry bees. I don't own a truck or fancy gear. I rent a beat-up old sedan just to get there, coughing up payments before my paycheck even clears. I hand over dollars I haven't earned yet, then clock in for 12-hour marathons. I lift when my back screams. I sort when exhaustion blurs my vision. I push through fevers and heartaches. Passengers. No, it's endless pallets of forgotten inventory. Some days, the monotony feels kinder than rude coworkers who bark orders, or the ones who forget to clock me out on time. But I don't quit. I can't. Because groceries don't buy themselves. School uniforms fray without mending. Rent looms like a storm cloud every first of the month. My girls need warmth, stability, a mother who doesn't break. At night, when Harper and Willow finally drift off in their shared bunk bed, I trace their soft cheeks with trembling fingers. Harper, with her wild curls and endless questions. Willow, with her tiny freckles and infectious giggles. I brush their hair aside, press my lips to their temples, and murmur into the dark, I love you more than the stars. I'll fight until my last breath. I want you to chase dreams I could only imagine. But reality is a relentless thief. One stormy evening, I was shuttling my daughters back from a rare treat, a free story hour at the library. The Oregon sky hung low and bruised, unleashing sheets of rain that turned the streets into rivers. Ice slicked the bridges like invisible traps. The sedan's ancient heater wheezed pitifully, offering more noise than warmth. "Mama, it's freezing," Willow whimpered, her 4-year-old frame shivering under a threadbare blanket. "I know, baby girl," I replied, my voice a gentle anchor. "Just a little longer, and we'll be cozy inside with hot cocoa." My knuckles whitened on the steering wheel, fighting the skid of tires on black ice. The wipers slapped frantically against the torrent. The road stretched empty ahead, sodium lamps casting ghostly halos through the downpour. Then, blinding headlights from nowhere. A thunderous jolt, shattering glass, agony ripping through my side, and blackness swallowed me whole. When consciousness clawed its way back, I stared at sterile white tiles above. Antiseptic stung my nose. Monitors chirped like distant birds. Pain throbbed in waves. My ribs cracked, my shoulder dislocated, my mind a fog of morphine and fear. The accident flooded back in fragments. The crash, the spin, the silence after. My daughters, where were they? I rasped, throat raw as sandpaper. Harper. Willow. A nurse materialized at my bedside, her touch cool and steady. Easy now, hun. You've been through hell. My girls, I croaked, panic clawing higher. Are they? Her face softened, eyes crinkling with relief. They're perfect. A bit shaken, but safe in the waiting room. Paramedics pulled you all out quick. Sobs tore from me, hot and unchecked. Minutes blurred into eternity until the door burst open. Two whirlwinds of energy tumbled in, Harper's braids flying, Willow's arms outstretched. Mama! They wailed in unison, clambering onto the bed with reckless love. I enveloped them, ignoring the fresh stabs of pain, inhaling their familiar scent of crayons and rain-dampened coats. We clung like survivors of a shipwreck. The doctor entered soon after, chart in hand, expression carved from granite. Mrs. Reyes, you've got multiple fractures, a shattered collarbone, bruised organs. Surgery tomorrow to pin things in place. You'll need weeks of rehab, maybe months off your feet. Dread coiled in my gut like barbed wire. But, work. Rent's due. The girls. He placed a firm hand on my shoulder. Rest is non-negotiable. Your body needs time. Then the hammer fell. The rental car agency. Totaled in the wreck. They demanded $12,000 for the damages, plus fees. I had a whopping $47 in savings, a coffee can under the sink. No insurance buffer, no safety net. I buried my face in my palms, shoulders heaving. Harper and Willow mirrored my tears, their small hands patting my arms in futile comfort. It'll be okay, Mama, Harper whispered, brave even as her lip quivered. But how? The warehouse wouldn't hold my spot forever. Eviction notices loomed. We were teetering on the abyss. The next morning, as dawn filtered through the hospital blinds, whispers of change stirred. A social worker popped in, phone in hand. Your story, it's gone viral. Turns out, a nurse had snapped a photo of us three huddled together, me bandaged and broken, girls fierce in their vigil, and posted it online with a raw caption about single moms on the edge. Shares exploded across feeds, from Portland locals to strangers in far-off cities. Comments poured in. This could be any of us. Sending love and a few bucks. Donations trickled, then flooded. A GoFundMe surged past $5,000 overnight. Strangers wired grocery gift cards, toy deliveries for the girls. For the first time in years, I exhaled without the weight of tomorrow crushing me. But the real shift came that evening. My phone buzzed on the side table, an unknown number. I answered warily. A voice, warm and measured like aged whiskey, filled the line. Amelia, I've read about you. Felt every word. I want to step in. Chills prickled my skin. Who is this? Why? A soft chuckle. Someone who's been where you are. Trust the process. You'll understand soon. I hung up, heart hammering, dismissing it as a cruel prank. Yet 2 days later, as I dozed through post-op haze, footsteps echoed in the hall. The door swung wide. A cluster of strangers filed in, arms laden with bouquets of lavender and daffodils, plush coats for the girls, care packages brimming with books and puzzles. Then he entered. A man in his 40s, salt and pepper hair, eyes like polished oak, kind, but etched with stories of their own. He pulled up a chair, folding his frame with quiet grace. Amelia, I'm Lucas. You don't know me, but your courage. It hit home. I searched his face, confusion swirling with guarded hope. Why us? What's the catch? He leaned forward, voice steady. No catch. I've built something from nothing myself. Lost my way young, got pulled back by grace. Now, I pay it forward. Tears betrayed me, spilling unchecked. He didn't flinch. Over the following days, Lucas and his team became our quiet guardians. They settled the hospital bills in full. $28,000 vanished like a bad dream. The car agency handled, no questions. Focus on healing, Lucas said, as if it were the simplest truth. A week into recovery, they whisked us from the sterile ward to a revelation. Blindfolded for the drive. Trust me, Harper echoed with a grin. We arrived at a tree-lined street in a cozy Portland suburb. The blindfolds came off, revealing a craftsman bungalow. Sage green siding, a porch swing creaking in the breeze, windows glowing like welcoming beacons. This, for us, I stammered, legs wobbling on crutches. Lucas nodded, keys dangling from his fingers. Yours. Paid off. A fresh start. Willow squealed, darting toward the flower beds. Harper froze, then launched herself at Lucas in a fierce hug. I sank to the dew-kissed grass, sobs racking me. We were a tangle of limbs and gratitude under the Oregon pines. As weeks melted into strength, Lucas visited often, sharing coffee on the porch while the girls chased fireflies. One crisp afternoon, as leaves turned amber, he asked, "What's your deepest wish, Amelia?" Beyond survival. I hesitated, dreams long buried surfacing like tentative shoots. A little bookstore. A haven of stories for kids like mine, cozy corners, author readings, magic in every page. I used to lose myself in books as a kid. His smile bloomed slow and sure. Then let's build it. He did. With his network, architects, investors, book lovers who echoed our story, the impossible unfurled. Months later, I unlocked the door to Willow's pages, nestled in a vibrant neighborhood strip. Floor-to-ceiling shelves groaned under tomes of adventure and whimsy. Dog-eared classics, graphic novels for dreamers, nooks with beanbags and string lights. The grand opening drew a crowd. Locals sipping cider, children wide-eyed at storytime. I wasn't the weary stalker anymore, tallying boxes in the dark. I was a curator of worlds, a beacon for wandering souls. Pride swelled in my chest like a sunrise. One twilight closing, as the last customer waved goodbye, I invited Lucas for dinner in our home, the one that still felt like borrowed magic. Harper, now blooming with confidence, orchestrated the table. Mismatched china from thrift hauls, a centerpiece of wild asters she'd foraged. Willow presented her masterpiece, a crayon sketch of a house with 3 stick figures, labeled, "Our Hero." Lucas arrived with a bottle of sparkling juice, his presence filling the room like hearth fire. The girls swarmed him, Harper chattering about her favorite chapter book, Willow climbing into his lap as if he'd always been there. I watched from the kitchen archway, throat tight with unspoken oceans. Dinner unfolded in laughter, tales of botched recipes, Willow's dramatic retellings of schoolyard epics. As plates cleared, the room hushed. I rose, heart pounding, and approached him. Before I could think, I dropped to my knees, clasping his hands. "Please, no," he murmured, reaching to lift me, but I held fast, words tumbling like rain. "You rebuilt us, Lucas. Gave Harper and Willow roots, wings, a tomorrow I couldn't dream. You're our guardian angel in disguise." His gaze shimmered, voice thick. "Rise, Amelia. You did the hard part. Every shift, every tear. This, just ripples from your light." The girls piled on, a chorus of thanks, and we dissolved into a family huddle, the air electric with grace. That night, after bedtime stories and tucked-in kisses, Harper, Willow, and I knelt by the window, moonlight pooling on the rug. We bowed our heads, voices weaving a prayer. "Thank you for Lucas. Bless him tenfold, the home he gave, the heart he shared. Let kindness circle back, fierce and true." Today, I wake to birdsong filtering through lace curtains. I ruffle Harper's sleepy hair, tickle Willow's toes until she squeals. I unlock the bookstore, where bells jingle like promises and pages whisper of possibilities. I greet the dawn with a smile, scars faded but stories etched deep. Because a one compassionate stranger. Because a one impossible gift. Life's tempests may rage, but threads of humanity, woven with hope, can mend the unraveled. No matter the shadows, light finds a way. If this story touched your heart, then
like, comment, and share. Don't forget to subscribe for more inspiring tales.